The following is a presentation of TFNN. It is now time for the Diagnostic Trading Hour with your host, Darrell Martin. Now, Darrell Martin.
All right, folks, welcome on here to the Diagnostic Trading Hour. And checking out where the markets are at right now, pretty choppy. We got the S&P up a quarter of a point. We got the Nasdaq up 7. The Russell is down 1 right now. And looking on over at the Dow, it is up 23 points. And looking now over at our metals, we got gold up 3.4. We got silver, down 3.4. We got silver down 0.032. We have copper down 0.0325. We got oil down 65 cents on the day. And corn is up 15 points. Moving pretty good over there in the ags. Got the soybeans up 13. Euro dollar down 51 pips. Pound dollar down 47. Aussie dollar up 16 after their good unemployment reports came out last night. And looking over at the euro yen, up a pip. Pound yen up 24. U.S. CAD down 5. U.S. yen up 47. And U.S. franc up 50. 9 pips on the day. And just looking over, seeing what kind of trades we can do. And we talked about this last night, or not last night, but yesterday for the trades tonight to take advantage of. And those main trades that you could have taken advantage of in the market were what? Remember we talked about the news trades. And I went in and I talked about, hey, you probably want to look at straddling. Aussie dollar did that last night. Trade worked out well. And let me pull that up. I'll show you that. And I also talked about the pound dollar this morning, doing that trade as well. So we go over to Aussie dollar. And what you're going to see right here is their employment report came out. And the numbers on that report from last night, let me go backwards here on my calendar so I can see last night, was they thought the employment change would be 11,500. It was 50.1 thousand. So much better. They thought unemployment would come in at 5.6. It actually went down. Unemployment rate came down to 5.5. Obviously good news for the Aussie. And it flew up a lot. 1.5 deviations and did it nice and fast for us too. And I mean, it popped down first. It's got about 25 pips down, which made no sense except for to knock everybody's stops out. And so I guess they accomplished that on a lot of people. But if you had straddles on, no concerns. Flew on up. And I mean, like I said, just a really great trade. So you're able to get in there and make a profit. Choosing, like I said, the expirations right there being 9:30, looking at like the 10 or 11 o'clock expiration, either one would have worked out well for you, about the same. So there's 10. If you go here to 11, you would have made a little bit more money if you would have held it if you're waiting on that 1-to-1. But I mean, both of them worked out well. And if we're going down and check out the pound dollar, so pound dollar had a couple announcements come out last night. Let's look at the effect of both of them. And I mentioned that they're going to have their manufacturing production report come out. I said that'll probably affect it, but it'll get muted. Whatever happened will be like it didn't happen because they're all going to wait on the official bank rate and the asset purchase facility and the statement and all that other information to come on out from Britain. And so we can look at, okay, when did that report come out? 4:30. So right here, the report came out. Popped up. It was a positive report. Came back down. And we just got this volatility happening the entire time until they released their official purchase facility and official bank rate at 7 a.m. So that came out. We started getting some major volatility. It's flying up, flying down, flying up, flying down. Took it a little bit of time, which wasn't a massive surprise. But so with that combination of putting all those pieces together, then we're like, okay, well, they left it where it was. We do expect a big move. We got the big move. And it just took it some time. And by 10 o'clock right here, we were able to have a really nice profit. Moved on down from up here around 0.5 down to, really 0.5 again, 0.7 by, 9 o'clock here? 9:30? So you could have hopped in there, taken advantage of that. And you just want time on those reports because of the news and the interpretation whenever there's a interest rate statement. Unless it's a shocking, nobody expected them to change the rate statement. So unless it's a shock, usually it's going to just go a little bit nuts, and then it's going to pick a direction and run with it. So, but cool trade nevertheless. And I mean, now let's say you did go in and you decided to iron butterfly. And I talked about that as a possibility, knowing that there wasn't going to be a change. And you're shooting for, say, like an 8 o'clock expiration. You would have held on to that thing. Well, I mean, the price really didn't move much. between there. So you could have hopped on an iron butterfly for the 8 a.m. and then you could have done like a strangle for, later in the day, like, 11 or there's a lot of different time frames they have now. So they have the 7 a.m., the 11 a.m., the 3 p.m., the 7 p.m., the 11 p.m. And so you could have basically paid for that with this one. So now you made money on the iron butterfly, and then you made money on the strangle as well. So it's pretty cool when you start combining the pieces. And they don't call them options for nothing, right? So you have multiple options of multiple trades. And and Nadex gives you an insane amount of options to be able to choose. And that's good, and that's challenging. And so that's why I have the spread scanner to help me out on figuring out, what is it that I want to be able to trade. And we got all sorts of cool features coming in. We're working on adding in like all sorts of FX pairs that aren't even currently in there right now. If I go and try to just pull the scanner up and show you what all we got. And so we got all these different markets, and you can go in and you can just narrow it down and go, I want to trade pound dollar, and what kind of risk am I willing to take on? Well, I don't want to take on more than, say, $100 risk, and I want a 1-to-1 risk-reward ratio. And boom, it's going to instantly narrow down my choices. And I can say, I want at least, we'll say, what, an hour till expiration. And I only want to sell. And we just went from 26 choices to 2. So it made life a lot easier. And so I can risk $14 to make a potential 134. I can risk $80 to make potential 218. Probably going to go with this one right here. So nice trade, expires at the exact same time, low risk. Pound needs to be about 7 pips. After that, I'm making money. So made it very simple. And we're adding other pieces. We're about to launch out a binary scanner, which is pretty sweet. So right on over here, we'll be able to go in, and you'll be able to narrow it down. We're going to add in a few more filters and stuff before we release it out, so it's really functional for you. But you can say, I don't want to risk more than, $20 on a trade, and I want at least a, 1-to-1 risk-reward ratio. That shouldn't make a big impact if you put 20 on there. But it'll narrow down the choices for you, put the prices in, and then we're going to add in the ticket function where, just like over on the spread scanner, it'll open the ticket for you. So like right here, I can go in and I can actually click, buy or sell. And if I was logged into my demo account, then it would do that for me. Let's see if it'll do it on the live right here. Yeah, so I click that, and then, boom, it opens up my account for me, and then I can place the trade. So makes it a lot simpler than having to go and find that. After you've narrowed it down, having to go find it. And then, of course, we also go in and put a deviation level straight in. And there's a help guide right in here that shows you how to use the scanner and, how to use the plugin and how all those pieces fit together. So basically, this makes your learning curve easier and makes the live trading easier. And it's not so much about telling you what direction the market's going to go. It's telling you, if you're ready to buy or you're ready to sell or you want to do a straddle, it narrows it down. These are the ones you would want to use versus having to try to go in there and do a lot of math. And I don't want to do math. I want to trade charts. So if I can cut as much math out as possible while trading the charts, then that's a win-win for me. And we can go on over here and check out our Boston event. It's happening now. I'm flying out tomorrow morning. We're going to be there. And it's going to be happening Saturday. We're having the event go on. Me and Tommy O'Brien, Dan Cook, Jill, we're all going to be there helping you out. Dan Cook from Nadex is going to come in and talk about the Nadex exchange. Jill's going to be there to help you out with accounts. Tommy O'Brien is going to be there to help you with identifying trades and setting up trades. And I'm going to go into diagnostic trading, binary spreads, how you use deviation levels. And we're also going to go into, risk and money management, and courtesy of Nadex, going to give away over $3,000 in prizes, silver, like half-ounce silver coins, 1-ounce silver coins, subscriptions to the Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer tutorials, deviation levels, all that stuff, and a subscription to the basically trading the system. So all the different newsletters here that Tommy has, or some of the newsletters that he has, also books that he's written. So a lot of fun, just getting out there and for just 3-4 hours. And it's going to be at the Boston Marriott Burlington. And again, that's going to be this Saturday at 8:30 a.m. You're welcome to come. You're welcome to bring friends. But to make sure we have a seat for you, okay? And to make sure you get entered for the prizes. Make sure that you register. Got to be present, of course, to win. Make sure you register so there is a seat available. Otherwise, you may come and there's no seats. So we packed out. In the last couple conferences, we were trying to figure out how to get people in. So please register for the event. And if you're bringing 5 friends with you, that's awesome. Each one of them needs to register so we know to have those seats for them. And but I look forward to meeting a bunch of you in person and answering any questions that you have and helping you, just improve on your trading skills and learning more about Nadex. So you got that to take advantage of. You got the diagnostic box spread scanner right over here. So you can click on that and get going. And we got Tiger Dollar promotions going on. So you can go and buy Tiger Dollars right now, get a discount. We're actually donating money to the One Fund. And Pesavetto, he has his webinar coming up. And if you're subscribed to his newsletter, you'll be able to take advantage of that as well. So definitely check that out. And Art of the Charts, helping you out with Gartley, Butterflies, ABCs, Confluence, all those pieces, putting them together. And finally launched and rearing and ready to go. So you can hop on there now and check it out. Get it now and see exactly how it works. And there's a lot of cool things that we're coming out with the TFN that's trying to help you with trading. I mean, obviously we have the live radio going on constantly. But, 9 hours a day of live radio, and we just brought on some new contributors as well. Just trying to always add in. You can see the weekly schedule right here. See what's going on. And we got the Commodities Hour. And now it's going to be with Andy Hecht. He's actually going to be leading that up. So definitely tune in and listen into his show and just learn more about commodities. So he's very knowledgeable, knows what he's doing, and he'll have some great insights that I think you'll definitely enjoy taking advantage of. And don't forget, you can always listen to TFNN over at tfnn.mobi on your mobile phone. So even when you're away from your computer, you can just listen into it. And when you're online, of course, you can hop on over to TFNN on Tiger TV, and you can watch exactly what's happening. And the other way that you can, take participation in, you have Tiger TV, but we also have the radio. So you can go over here and you can actually see what hours and what stations, what programs are broadcasted with Tommy O'Brien Show across the country, and where we're actually doing that. So is it streaming audio? Is it radio? As far as airwaves, and what stations are they located on where you live? Like here in Dallas, we got the 3 to 4 o'clock show. I live in Dallas, so and that's Monday through Friday. So a lot of cool things that you can do, and just a lot of free knowledge and a lot of great services to help you take your trading to the next level. All right, well, we got all that fun stuff covered. Let's check out what is going on and see if there's anything that we can, just notice in the markets where they're at, where they're going, and what we could do in order to take advantage of this. So we got the pound dollar. Let's go ahead and look at the Aussie dollar. So we already looked at that one. So we'll check out the Aussie dollar over here. And we got that one up, moved at 1.5 deviations, back on down, almost back to settlement. Basically working on filling that gap before the FX pits close here in about 2 hours. And we'll check out some more markets, see where they're at, and get you ready for next week right after this.
Who says you can't take it with you? TFNN says you can. With your mobile device and TFNN's live radio streams, TFNN has put it all in the palm of your hands. No special apps to download. No subscription fees for live radio or Tiger TV streams. We say you can.
Now let's go over to the dollar, because the dollar is going to be the generator. It is the generator of basically higher dollar, lower market. And what the dollar has done, and this whole uptrend, folks, has just gone sideways. The way it works, folks, is this.
We say you can. The Tiger Financial News Network. Smart investors and professional traders know you can. TFNN.com. Educating investors. with the launch of Tiger TV. TFNN has brought our programming to the next level. With Tiger TV, you can gain access to each host's charts and computer screens as they host their daily stock program. Whether it's Tom O'Brien, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, David White, Larry Pesavento, Andy Hecht, Victor Jones, or Darrell Martin, you can catch all of our technicians hosting their programs live and archived on Tiger TV for your viewing pleasure 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you haven't checked out Tiger TV, then visit TFNN.com and see what you're missing.
McEwen Mining is a high-growth, mid-tier producer in the Americas with a market capitalization of $1 billion. Experienced mining executive Rob McEwen, as chairman, CEO, and president, owns 25% of the outstanding shares of McEwen Mining and has put in place an ambitious business plan with the goal of qualifying for inclusion in the S&P 500 by 2015. With $70 million in cash and liquid assets as of the end of 2012 and completely debt-free, McEwen Mining is poised for growth. Production in 2013 is forecasted to grow at 24%, reaching 130,000 gold equivalent ounces, and over the next 3 years, McEwen Mining projects that their production will increase to 290,000 gold equivalent ounces, almost a threefold increase from last year's totals. If you'd like to find out more about McEwen Mining, click on their banner on the front page of TFNN.com or check them out on the NYSE or TSX under the symbol MUX.
Are you looking for a precision edge in the market? Something that can stack the odds in your favor? Then look into Larry Pesavento's new trading newsletter, Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind. In each weekly issue, Larry explains what's going to happen in the markets based on the pattern he sees developing and gives you actionable trade ideas based on those patterns. Plus, you'll get his detailed analysis on a variety of markets and sectors, including stocks, treasury bonds, the gold market, oil, the dollar, the forex market, and more. And you'll get the Technical Corner segment, which is a short but powerful weekly training session on trading. You'll get access to all the patterns Larry is seeing in the markets, plus the Astro Harmonics and powerful Bradley stock market model that Larry utilizes for less than $5 a day. An extremely potent combination that will give you just the edge you've been looking for. Try Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind absolutely free for 2 weeks. Go to TFNN.com and click on the free trial link at the top of the page. That's an $85 value, yours free when you register right now. Get Larry's Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind and get the edge you've been looking for.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. Darrell takes your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
All right, folks, welcome on back here to the Diagnostic Trading Hour. And let's see here. What do we got that we can take advantage of? Okay. So on the Aussie dollar, now just a reminder on the deviation levels, we're always looking at bars that close below to move stops. So you're long, okay? You got into this trade, boom, trade went up. It was very obviously a long trend before it even started. And so you're in, you caught it, you're very excited. How do you trail your stop? How do you know when to get out? Okay, well, we're watching this. It comes up, hits that 1.5 deviation. Well, that could be a clue, just right there. You could choose to on that kind of pop. But, like a limit order. But also, you could go in and just wait for it to close above. Well, it does. Boom. You trail your stop to 5 ticks below the deviation line. And you're looking at about 80-85% of expected move at that point. So, really, there's only 15% chance it's going to keep going higher anyway. You leave it there, closes above, below. Can't really move your stop anymore at this point at all. And then when it finally happens, then what happens? You get in. So, like right around here, get out right there, and you're stopped out, technically, I guess if we want to make it real technical here, right on this bar. So, you're out. But you have to ride a good chunk of that trend, and you're like, oh, should I get out now? What should I do? Using deviation levels made it a lot easier to know where to take profits on that trade. Now, we can go in, we can look at some other things. What about euro dollar? Okay, had some decent moves down. How do we trail our stops? Very simple, same method. You go in, you got a short, right over here. You go in and you buy, or I set a throwing stop when it closes below. Closes below. And let's see, this one closes below. Oh, no, it doesn't. Hold on. So we're still waiting, actually, on this one right here. So we have our stop here, but notice how I'm getting stopped out. It's been oscillating about 0.5 to 1. We got a point. Oh, we're going to have a 0.7. So there's our 0.7. We got a 0.7 deviation, so that closes below. And I got an alert line on here. That's what's messing me up. And then let's see here. Do we get a close above? We don't till here, but we didn't get stopped out. And then it comes over here and it closes below again. So I can move my stop down a little bit more. So about right here. I mean, it's only a few ticks, but a few more ticks in my pocket. Eurodollar still heading down, has not stopped us out. Once that violation happens, once it hits the bar's high that closed below the deviation level, I'm expecting chop or reversal. You know, if I get another short entry, I can take it. I'm probably going to take it with less risk, but I could take it. But I definitely, and I don't necessarily just go long because I want to see other confirmation. I want to see something else happening. There's several things I like to see before I do a reversal. But this is about managing your profit. And one thing that most traders completely neglect because they so focus on managing their risk. And and managing risk, I mean, involves multiple things. It involves managing, obviously not risking too much, knowing proper position size based on amount you risk per trade, based on amount you risk per day, making that percentage base so that way it's consistent, not adjusting that percentage base, you know, more than once a week, and, you know, maybe even once a month. And but the percentage stays the same, just the contract size could change. And then it also involves just filtering out bad entries. You know, one of my filters this morning said, hey, you know what? Do not take any long Russell trades. And I didn't get a clear to take him until about 10:20. And the market was just sort of chopping around and avoided a ton of what would have been losing entries. And like 6 or 7 losing entries. Just because of one simple rule that filters bad entries. And so I'm always looking to, you know, filter my bad entries and manage my risk and then manage my profit as hopefully it keeps going, you know, in the right direction. And let's see here. We got Eurodollar. We got pound dollar. Moving on down. Same stop method. Okay, on this one. So if you got in, boom, you go. Okay, that's this, by the way, this is got right there. Just a little bit of a high above that. So I'd be looking for a short. Don't find why you really get a short till over here. Once that short does take place, I'm managing my stops. We're going to close below. And it's about 5 ticks above there. Would have got knocked out. Would have been flat. Look what happened for the next 2 hours. So nothing. Literally nothing at all. So stopped out and nothing's happening. Now, if I want to take another short, okay, I go short there. It'd be basically going to break below the previous bar's low. And let's see here. So that's the low. I need 3 bars below that. So this is the high bar. So if I can explain this to you. This is the high bar since the pullback. Okay, right here. You can see that right there. And I want to, this is my breakout bar. Okay, so right here. And now I'm looking for, within a couple bars, for it to break 3 ticks below this bar. It does not do it within 2 bars. I have no entry. I'm sitting on the sidelines and watching. And it's captured, you know, a nice little 40, 50 pip profit and, what, 30 minutes, 40 minutes. So, not a bad trade. Anyways, stay right there. We'll be back right after this break.
Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's Nadex.com. Or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, gives you Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, Nasdaq, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. With Market Insights, nothing is left to guessing. With the market at record levels, volatility is here, and now is a perfect time to take advantage of a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights. As recently as March 26th, Tom advised his subscribers to liquidate their 4 short-term equity holdings, closing out all 4 positions for a combined 15.9% profit, and on April 1st, Tom advised his clients to sell their longer-term position in AIG warrants, locking in more than a 40% profit in just that one trade. If you'd like to see the kind of newsletter Tom O'Brien sends out to his subscribers each morning, then sign up for your 2-week free trial to Market Insights today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN is excited to launch our brand new software charting program, The Art of the Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind software, Art of the Charts allows you to scan for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, butterflies, ABCs, and much more. Art of the Charts is designed to help you when scouring the market for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, and even months searching to find. As part of our introductory pricing, we're offering licenses available at only $59 per month. We're so confident that you'll love this new outstanding piece of charting software that we'll even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Lock in your low price today by ordering your copy at TFNN.com. Darrell Martin coined the phrase diagnostic trading, and we're happy to announce that his diagnostic box spread analyzer has finally been released. The Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer helps you easily identify the best box spreads on Nadex in seconds, plus you receive access to the diagnostic deviation levels, as well as step-by-step training videos teaching you how to trade Nadex spreads so you can quickly master the mechanics of this simple yet powerful trading instrument. By pulling live data from the Nadex exchange, the Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer does all the math for you, calculating risk, reward potential, distance to break even for both outright spreads and spreads used to hedge the underlying market. Visit the front page of TFNN.com today to get your 2-week free trial to Darrell Martin's Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer and gain access to the valuable information it can provide when trading the Nadex box spreads.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
All right, folks, welcome on back here to the Diagnostic Trading Hour. Scrolling on through the currency markets, we got USD CAD. So USD CAD right now, pretty flat, moved down about to half deviation, popped on up. And I mean, literally, if you're using this method just to trade, and it's sort of a funny method I've looked at, but like when it closes below, buy and actually go long whenever the stop's hit. So the stop's hit, and put your like stop below the the low bar since then, and so now you're long on the trade as well, right here, with the stop right there, and then it's flying on up. And let me just get rid of this price alert, it's confusing. All right. Yes, go away. All right. Then it goes on up, closes above up here. So we got to stop at this point. And waiting, closes below, boom, stops you out. And so you could literally have a short trade on. And once filled, you put a stop, like your 5 ticks above, which would be 1045. So you're still in that trade. And it's moving on down now, and now you're waiting for it to close below so you can buy again. Literally just using the deviation stop methods as a simple reverse method. But this is what I'm playing with. I wouldn't necessarily suggest you just go crazy with it. Maybe demo it at best. But, it's pretty insanely accurate. So going to go in the opposite direction. Once that 10-minute stop's hit, usually works out pretty well. And but, yeah, just a very simple method. I've been playing with that. Sort of fun, easy way to trade. Looking on over USD CAD, hopping on over USD franc. So dollar franc right here, just taken off to the moon. And, you know, just really surprised about how much it has moved today. So it's flown on up on that method right there, which would put us up at about 2 deviations if you ever. And again, where do you see the deviation levels? So I haven't plotted these on here, but you can see them inside the diagnostic box spread scanner area. And we can go over and check out, let's see, dollar yen. And you can see that moved up a perfect 1 deviation. So moved down half a deviation overnight, flew up a full deviation. So you get in, you're long, you're like, what do I do? What do I do? Okay, so you just trail it. So it closes above. Trail it. Closes above again. Trail it. Touched it. You can choose to tighten, like, say, half. Or, you know, I like to wait for it to close above because you get this little oscillation. So check out right here. I mean, this one didn't touch it. But a lot of times, it'll just touch it and sort of pull back down and go up, and you knock yourself out of the trade. So I prefer to give it a chance there. To, you know, move more so I can let my profits run, which is not easy to do. I understand that. But the only way to do it, I think, consistently is to have something like this, a very objective method. And I look forward to having these on stocks. And we're going to add in like 20 more currency pairs and 40 more futures. So cannot wait to make that available. And we may just have a deviation subscription all by itself. And then looking on over here at oil. So oil's moving on down, and trail the stop, not hit, moves down again. So like right here we trail our stop. And down to 0.5. And then waiting for it to close below again. Finally closes below. We trail it a little bit tighter. So right about 5 ticks above here. Moves on down, closes below again. Trail it again. Closes above, closes below again. Trail it again. And then we're up. So not a bad place, and got a nice trend on oil. Going on, and then you can combine this with any trading strategy. Like I actually don't look at this chart to trade. I look at this chart to trail my stops when the deviation levels are hit. So I'm using, you know, whatever your method you're using, you combine this with it as a method of trailing your stop. And so S&P moving on up. So making a nice new trade right there. And looking at this, so just breaking the high. Guess what we're doing right now? We're trailing our stop. Okay, so we just broke this high, and over here, at this point, we're gonna have our side divergence. So as soon as this bar closes, I don't care where it closes, trailing the stop on the entry, and so. I mean, just boom, done. That simple. And that's that RSI divergence. I went over that yesterday. And very, very effective method. While we're waiting on, because we don't have a deviation level to say, I mean, we got this deviation, so I guess you could say control the stop here. But I don't know how useful that one's going to be. It depends on the exact entry price, I guess. But this one, we definitely are locking in some decent profit. We're giving it room to run. I like to start trailing my stops after I break the highs on the dips. So that way I can let it, you know, do its thing. And stay in the trade long enough to, you know, let it do something. But right there, so trailing the stops up on ES, moving up, making new highs yet again. We'll get on over at the Russell. So on the Russell right here, let's see. I don't know why it shows this stuff on here. Make it cleaner. Okay, so right here, what we get is... I had a long on it, believe it or not. So the long trade right here, we actually filtered all these trades, and here's why. All right, the last time we had a successful like low breakout, it was right over here. Okay, so where basically it came down and broke the high. Well, right here, what happened? Check this out. We did not have that. We didn't have a breakout. See, it actually is a few ticks below. Okay, so when that happens, I trail my stops up immediately on any existing positions. Okay, and then also I don't take another entry until I get either a breakout, a new high, or until I get an entry below that last successful dip and rally there. So right there at that low dip and rally, this actually is the entry, the only entry today on Russell so far at this point. And we actually just got back up. Look at that. I mean, it just does not want to make that high. So at this point, definitely would be trailing the stop. So just, we closed above the right there at the settlement. So that's, I'm just going to go ahead and tighten that puppy on up and lock in at my profits right there. Not close it, but like get it ready to be closed. And because I mean, it's a very, very long divergence. Look at this thing right way over here and right here. And divergences can span days, even on intraday charts. So when is that divergence going to happen? That divergence is going to happen when, which I expect it to, it breaks the high up here. So that'll give me the divergence trailing stop as well. And we got the S&P breaking new highs. So we'll go over now. Let's check out the NASDAQ. So what do we got? NASDAQ moving on up. Finally decided to join the party here. Yesterday and today. It was really flat the day before there, as you can see. But just broke up above that half deviation level, just made that new line. So what do? Well, right here. Pretty simple. New high, new high, new high. We're still going, by the way. But all these new highs, I'm going to go back here. I'm going to track from the same point. Okay. And how long do I have divergence? Well, as long as it's pointing down. So not only could I trail my stop here, whenever it closes above, I can keep trailing my stop. So on every bar. So I had, right here, as soon as that one happened, it closed above. But now, if it'll keep doing it, okay, and where did it start, by the way? Let me show you this. I sort of jumped the gun. It started there, so we had a trailing stop there. And then we had one there. And then we had one there. And then we had one there, and we're about to have another one. And so where do we have trailer stops? Well, right there, 5 ticks below. Okay. And then right over here. And right over. Well, basically didn't move it because it went a new low. And so when this is done, then we'll trail it again. And by the way, we also just closed above a deviation level. So that's another great reason to trail your stop. So just taking those profits, protecting those profits more than taking them. And it's so tempting to take them. But I like the market to... I'd rather pay the market back a little bit and make it go against me as take the money from the market now and paid a lot because it went way in my favor and I just jumped out. And you never know what's going to happen. Anything can happen. And so I like to make my decisions based on the charts versus based on my P&L. And I find that works a little better and is a little less emotional. So that gives us the indices, and we got gold, and it's been interesting little chop today. So it definitely was a down move in gold, but decided to rally back up there at the end, and we can see where it moved on down, pulled on back up. We got a close below, we got another close below, and then it decided it was just going to go when that was said and done, and it moved on. Look at that! Right when it broke that 10-minute deviation there high there, just turned around. And you could choose any one of these levels. I mean, even the one from previous right there. But it broke that. Uptrend. So, like I said, either chop, which we really got the chop, right? So we got the chop right there for a while. And then it moved on up. So looking on over, what else we got? We got silver and copper. Let's check out our copper markets. And over on copper, looking at that, we have a move down to 1 deviation. I mean, perfect. Look at that. Just to the tick. That's an excellent move. And just bouncing between half and 1 over and over again. And this is implied volatility based. This is not pivot levels. It's not standard deviation. It's the expected movement by all market participants and them placing their trades on options, and that basically how much that reflects in the option pricing shows how far the market's going to move. And that's why they're so accurate. We go over here, go to silver. There's silver right there. So silver got to move up half, down half, back up to settlement. And so which is a 1 deviation move. Remember, half to half is a deviation. So perfect deviation move on silver. And then we go over here. Let's check it out. What do we got? Let's check out our ags. We got corn. And just taking off. I mean, that's what you call a trend. So we go on this trend right here and moving it on up, closes above. Then we move it on up again when it does what? When it closes above. moving on again. When it does what? When it closes above. So starting to see the theme. Works pretty well, right? And in between, you got like every time you got a new close above. You know what else you got? You got this right here. Okay. So I'm also going to trail every time it makes a dip and rally. I got that level by itself. So it's automatically going to give me a trailing stop. So right there. And then just trying to find every one of them. So we got closes above the deviations. We got the low, the pivot from where it dipped to when it broke a new high. Okay, just got another one. So that's going to help us in between our deviation levels. Okay. And then what else do you got? Well, you also have your RSI. So basically every time one of these is happening, you're going to get divergence over and over again. So I mean, we can literally track every one of them, and I mean there may be a couple exceptions, but not many. We go over here, and we got divergence. We go right here, and we got divergence. So right there. So we're also trailing it on this divergence, and we're trailing it on this divergence, and then we're trailing it right here on this divergence, and we're showing it right here on this divergence, and we also trailed it at every time one of the what I call power lines took place. So all these little pieces along the way became trailing stops on the way up in your corn trade to help you lock in your profit, but do it with objectivity. Not P&L, objectivity, letting the chart tell you where to move your stop. And so as they were moving up, then you're able to take advantage of it. But hopefully you're starting to pick up some of these pieces and put them together. And we're even looking at maybe doing a course and going through on how to do this yourself. But I hope you're picking a few pieces up that you can use on a daily basis just to give you a different way to look at the market and how it moves. Soybeans, we got this massive gap, just bam. So decided to wake up. And sort of a hard one right there, but check it out. What do we got? We got a new high. We got another new high. Really small. Okay, I mean like itty bitty. But we can still take advantage of it, right? Go right over here. Same thing's going on. Look at that, divergence. Look at this one right here. So maybe you're realizing it is not just coincidence. And so where's your stop on these trades? Well, right there. So, you know, very small stop, but you're in, you're out, you're flat, whatever. What happens when their stops get hit? We expect chop. What about this stop if you use this stop on this divergence right here and you had it just, you know, 5 ticks below? Chop. That's all we got. So, again, that's what we're looking for. That's what we're expecting. If you wanted to take some more trades, just understand, lower your risk, because that's probably what's going to happen next. And if you catch a big one, you know, don't. Just be done. All right, so now let's check out oil. We got that one. Let's get natural gas. That was the last one I wanted to look at. Natural gas over here. Had our inventory reports come in today. And let's see, inventory on natural gas came in at, what was the number on it? I wouldn't even trade natural gas this morning. 88 billion on the expectation of 80 billion. Not a massive difference and not a massive effect on the market either. All right, we'll be back right after this break.
You've always taken the long view when it comes to investing, but what if there's an opportunity right under your nose? What if you could be more responsive to market trends to seek to boost your portfolio performance right now while seeking to reduce your overall risk? At Direction Funds, we connect investors with alternative strategies that seek to maximize their returns. Smart investors deserve smart alternatives. Find yours at directionfunds.com. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risk charges, and expenses of Direction funds carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction funds. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact the Direction funds at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. Investing in index funds may be more volatile than investing in broadly diversified funds. Distributed by Rafferty Capital Markets, LLC. David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
Recently, Basil Chapman has had some outstanding trades in his newsletter, The Opening Call. Each morning by 9 a.m., Basil uploads his newsletter to the TFNN servers so that his subscribers can access his expert trading advice. Basil gives his take on the direction of key indices and updates any active trades that his subscribers are currently in. Just recently, Basil subscribers closed out a short position in Chipotle Mexican Grill, CMG, for more than an $86 profit per share, over a 20% gain in just one position. If you'd like to try out Basil Chapman's newsletter, The Opening Call, then visit the front page of TFNN.com and click Trading Newsletters. There you'll find Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, where you can request a free sample copy. Also, don't miss Basil's program, The Tiger Technicians Hour, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern, on TFNN.
Tom O'Brien's weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, has helped subscribers for over 10 years navigate the high-risk world of exploring and producing gold companies. And now's a great time to sign up for a free month-long trial to see the kind of insight that Tom delivers for his subscribers on a weekly basis. Every Monday, Tom O'Brien issues a quick update on the metal market, giving you his take on the HUI, XAU, GLD, dollar, bonds, and much more. Tom follows Monday's update with a full gold report, which is delivered to subscribers Tuesday afternoon with detailed coverage of 24 separate gold or metal stocks, as well as another 10 to 15 stocks that he lets you know are on his potential watch list. Get your month-long free trial to the Gold Report today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Don't spend another year navigating the metal markets on your own. Act early in 2013 and make the most of your gold and metal market investments.
Join David White as he keeps you up to date on the latest tech stocks while he uses his Power Law Vector Indicator to identify the best trades. The Power Trading Hour, next on TFNN.
All right, folks, welcome on back here to the Diagnostic Trading Hour. So we got natural gas, and like I said, it came in at 88 billion British thermal units. I guess that's what it is, actually, 88, whatever, British thermal units. And because they have to freeze it, and like they measure it by cubic feet. So I don't know, there's this whole museum here in Fort Worth because we have an insane amount of natural gas. And part of that's dedicated to how they pump it out of the ground, what they do with it, how they freeze it, how they transport it, and everything else. But 88 billion, 80 billion, not a big number, but the number did go up in the storage quite a bit, because before they had 43 billion, 30 billion, so it's actually one of the highest numbers we've had, but they expected it. So, and that number's been rising like constantly. So it just keeps going larger and larger and larger on the amount being stored. Yet natural gas is rising, and it's just a fluctuating thing. I think it moved 1 to 4% a day. And we did get, I mean, on the news, I mean, it did pop down almost a deviation, back up half a deviation. So as long as there wasn't too much premium, you could have had a straddle trade on that. I have found it sort of hard because there's a lot of implied volatility inside of the natural gas binaries and spreads, simply because it's a very volatile instrument. So a lot of times people go, I want the most volatile thing. What's the most volatile thing? So I can trade that. And because they're thinking, hey, if I do volatility plays on these binaries and spreads, then I'll make money. And it's like, you know what? They're not stupid. So they price it in. And they price in that volatility. So, you know, I want things that trend, that are smooth. Yeah, I like them to move a lot. But, you know, I need to understand that if they jerk like 1 to 4%, that's going to be factored in. So I need to not just think that just because it moves a lot, I'm going to make money on it by doing a binary or spread. I need to know the intricacies of that. And that's part of what we teach inside the box spread scanner. It's part of what we teach like at the Boston event coming up this Saturday. All right, so what do we got? Because I'm going to be out tomorrow. Want to make sure you're ready for any news that's coming up. Australia is going to have their RBA monetary policy statement. They did just lower their interest rate. People will be watching what they say. Okay? So that's coming out tonight at 9:30. That could be a very good potential straddle. Tomorrow, G7 meetings take place. It's not necessarily a meeting, but just something to be aware of. That random politicians and bankers are going to be saying things. And then we got unemployment rate and employment change coming out on U.S. CAD. So that would be a decent trade right there. We'll get the 9 or 10 o'clock expirations for the USD CAD for a straddle on there. And you can use the diagnostic box spread scanner to do straddles. So pretty helpful. But hopefully you'll check that out and take advantage of it so that way you can do these straddles. So I did them last night. I mean, it doesn't take more than 15 minutes. You can do them in the morning before you go to work. You can do them at night when you get home. So part-time traders can take advantage of them. Full-time traders can take advantage of them. You can do them on your iPhone. I mean, literally, you can pull up the scanner. You can open it up. You can log in. You can find the best spread. You can hop over to the Nadex app on your iPhone, Android phone, Windows phone, whatever. And then you just put on the buy, put on the sell, put in your take profits. You know, see you later. That's it. Shouldn't take you more than 5 or 10 minutes, and do it about 30 minutes before the news trade is scheduled to come out. So it takes a little practice, so demo it, but it doesn't take near as much practice as you might think it does. And if you have questions, just ask inside the Ask Darrell section in there, and I'll be glad to help you out, or ask this Saturday at the Boston workshop. All right, so that wraps up everything. Let's see where the markets are ending up right now. They're not really moving a whole lot since we started. We still got the S&P just up a couple points. We have the Nasdaq up 14. The Russell is only down a couple ticks right now. The Dow up 34. We got gold up 5.5. And silver and copper not really moving a whole lot. Oil is down 35 pips. With corn and soybeans just heading on up. But they're closing down here. About 15-20 minutes in the pits. All right, we all have a great day. Have a safe day, and I will talk to you Monday. Stay tuned. We have another great show coming up for you right after this.
Let me tell you something, folks. I have people coming up to me saying, I just can't believe the amount of work that Steve does on his newsletter. And I says, I absolutely agree.
That is a recent clip from the Money Masters show that Tom and I do each day at TFNN. My newsletter service, Mastering Probability, is much, much more than a newsletter. Yes, it's outperformed the S&P 500 by 100% during the last 15 months. But more importantly, it's an extraordinary education, a roadmap for your success. And it's yours risk-free for the next 30 days. Just go to the homepage of TFNN.com and click on my name, Steve Rhodes, and then Mastering Probability, because everyone needs a success strategy. For most, it's a competitive edge, the will to win, the drive to overcome any obstacle. Whatever you call it, winners find a way. Find your way to Mastering Probability today, because your journey to extraordinary rewards is just one click away.